everybody. My name is Peter Griffin, and you better hit that like button for the Crypto Lifer. He's on his way. He's just getting ready, doing his hair, putting on his suit, getting some lemon water. You know who he is. He's a pain in the butt, but we love him. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Hey, Chris, get to your room before my... Chris, get in your room before I put my foot up your... I love Quahog and everybody in it. I'm going to go drink a beer. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Everybody, regretfully, we have to leave Meg at the gas station. Close the door slowly so she can't hear it. We're going to drive away.
Wow, that thing is magical. It's magical. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. A little white in the face there. A little bright in the lights. It is what it is. We'll go for it for now. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're here with the Crypto Lifer. We're going to break down the markets. We're going to look at it. See a coin. Oldie but goodie, up 12%. That's pretty interesting. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here in the markets just quick on the Nate. And we got See a coin up 12%. Loom, YFI, and a little bit of a movement in the markets. Waves up 5%. New Cypher actually got a bit of a jump too. I'm going to show you some other coins that I'm looking at quickly too, and Bitcoin. We're going to break it down. If you were watching me earlier today, we talked about that inverted head and shoulder, right? Kind of looking at it. Let's take a look at what happened. Let's break it down. Shout out to everyone who jumped in this morning. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on this morning. We love you so much. Ooh, I'm tinning. Sorry about that. Double echo there. Sorry about everybody. All right. Should be all good now. I see what happened. I see what happened. Don't worry. Let's move on. Let's move on as if it didn't happen. Okay. Moving on for BTC. Let's take a look-see. All right. Bitcoin was in this bit of a cup and handle. I was looking at it pretty nice and tight here. All right. It was going down the zone, and I noticed this morning on the 7-minute it had a shoulder head and a possible right shoulder. The idea was, could it make it out? Could it pump out to the upside? And the measured move of an inverted head and shoulder is you just take the length of the neckline to the head. I usually took this line here. I take the longer one. That's just how I do it. You might do it differently, but I take the longer one. So I would take this to here and take this area and then just put it where it should be, but then kind of move it a little, and that would take me to about 16,882, right? And so that's a level I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Can we get there? And so far we did break up, and if you get 70% of the move, you're good enough. And we had this trend line that I've drawn, resistance, almost got there, a couple resistance, and we, likely to hit it for resistance right now. The good thing is we got above this point of control on the VRVP, the VPVR, however you want to call it, and it is a high volume node, the highest one sticking out. And if we could cascade our way all the way up, at least it could take us to 17,000. I'm not impressed till we get a candle to close in this circled region, because when you look at it, it's all about trend, okay? And so you could say you have a high, you have a low, you have a lower high, but you could start a new trend and be like, okay, you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low. You must put in a higher high if you want to break this downtrend that's forming now with the high, the low, the lower high, right? But slight higher low down. And that's what's creating the tightness. Now, this is what's called a symmetrical triangle. If you're new to the channel, if you've never seen this before, let me know. Shout out to everybody here on a Saturday night who may be new to the channel. May God bless you and yours. So look, the high at 18,850 is the bigger measured move down to 14,700 out of the symmetrical triangle, all right? And we have levels of resistance at 17K, 17.5, 18.2 before we get on all the way up, and even right there at about 17,250. Can we get to the measured move is the question. Do the bulls have enough in us? Do we have a momentum indicator to tell us where we may stand based on probability? Right now, the 15-minute suggests we could get a move to the upside. I was watching the 7-minute in a bit of a flag. Didn't really give us the gas we wanted. Began to break out slightly, though. Could have been a bigger move. And let's take a look at the liquidity on Bookmap. Bookmap shows us where the money is based, all right? So we can kind of take a look and a gander here on where the money is on Bookmap. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. It would be a beautiful, beautiful blessing. It's what I desire. Could we get to that desire today? Could we make that come to fruition? All right. So we got some short squeeze action here. All right. In this area, you can see people were getting short and they got squeezed. We got a long squeeze right there. Where does the liquidity want to go? Let's take a look. Right now, it's pretty balanced. You got about 460 Bitcoins want to be sold at 17K. You got a pretty nice sell wall, 17K, but it could be soft. It's not as dark red as it could be, so it's slightly soft. A little more of a bounce area with the dark red and your darker red here down. 16,005. Looks like we're more likely to bounce into that area. Okay. But, for the most part, sideways liquidity. Not a lot, Most really locked in now. If you can see, it's just even Steven locked in. Anything is possible, really, at this point. Doesn't give you much of an edge. Right? Sometimes it does, and it matches up. Sometimes it doesn't. So we're seeing if we can make the measured move. Where do I get this? Well, it's just the length of this pole here. Can we make it to the upside? So far it's a lower low, and you're making more of a downward trend here from the top of the triangle, which makes sense. And when I say triangle, this bigger pattern, right? And Bitcoin, a huge move is coming. I mean, we're getting tighter and tighter in the zone. Okay. I was suggested around these areas, even in this area here, if you breach, but mostly in this area here before we cascaded down, was to just have a hedge short. My idea, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, right? But I was thinking, hey, hedge short, stop loss above 17,250. Worst comes to worst, this breaks out and gets all the way here even to 17K or up in this area. You can cancel the short almost without even getting stopped out. Half the risk. And and it might be a fake out and dump. You may miss it. You never know. But then you can always maybe get a retest and jump back into the short. The idea is if it just starts to do this and and we never break above, as long as it never goes back above 17K, 16,008, I mean, and if we do cascade down, you got the short of a lifetime. So my idea is even now at 16, I would open a short with a stop loss, but it's getting a little further away. Right here is more. It was a lot closer, so the risk is getting a little bigger for me. It all depends on the person and what the person's doing, but to me, the risk is too big. But it depends. If I could work it out, I'd have to rework it out and see. Like if my stop could be above, I mean, it would have to be like, and I'm trying to get down. Yeah, the risk is like 1 to 1. It's not good enough. See, like here is the spot, right? And now you have you're getting into the 2/8, 3, and you get down here, you're at a 3 to 1 risk order, and that's why this makes sense. Understanding proper risk management is super important. A lot of people just, go over technical analysis, but there's no proper risk management at all, right? And again, I'm nobody's financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but, there's ways to figure out what you're doing, how to put in a stop loss, what, exact equations to use, and that anyone can use at any given moment in time. So if you'd like to understand these concepts, I teach them in a course every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. Check it out. You get a PowerPoint at the end to follow step-by-step exactly what I teach, so you're not left alone. You get 2 guides, too, that also really give you, and I give you homework that you have to just consistently work on. And if you do those things, you're going to be in a pretty good spot in a couple months. And I know because I've been through it all, and I found out, I believe, the quickest way to understanding this stuff and getting down to brass tacks. Lemon water every single time. Okay. So, how's everybody doing on a Saturday night? How we feeling? Jump on into the chat. Appreciate you all for being here. And hope you're doing well. Okay. So, Lifer Vision Trading Course. Tiny loss, better than a big one. Word up. Hey, Lifers. Hope you all had a great and positive day. 333 Mass. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Aaron Supernaut, my man. Appreciate you for jumping on in. Shout out to Lifer Friend in the house, my man. Friend of friends. Shout out to Crypto Billionaire. Let's go, baby, my man. Shout out to Danny San. Shout out to I Love 88. Shout out to Aquaman. Shout out to Tree City West, man. Oldie, but Tree City West, man, from back of the day. My man. After hours investing. Shout out to my man. Still doing, but only half as much. Keeping cash now too, my man. Still DCA. God bless everybody. Respect. Live from Dubai, baby. Shout out to PS5. When am I coming over? When can I come hang out in Dubai, baby? Always great to be here. Many blessings, brother. Shout out to everybody here. Cryptoholic Love, my man. Greg Novak, my man. Love you, Greg. Shout out to CNC Ireland for jumping on into the live. When you join the Lifers Trading Group for $99, you then receive the Lifer Vision Trading Course for $60. Only $60 if you join the trading group. $99 if you're free of the trading group. But hey, for 3 months and the trading course, $330. It's the best deal in the house. Ooh, my nose is getting stuffy. You know, you start using the heat in the house and it busts the capillaries. Messes everybody's nose up. Gives everyone like a sinus headache. They don't really have sinuses. It just like messes with the temperature in the nose. Shout out to Bartholomew Smurfington in the house. My man. My man. Oh, my man jumping on in. Thank you so much. Can I get a yes? Can I get a hello, baby? First man to the world. Nah, shout out to everybody here on the live. I bought 3 months, but didn't know about the course. Danny San. 270. So check it out. Can we break to the upside out of this flag is the questiones. And there's a good chance we can. Only time will tell. But, you know, we're watching this closely. We're getting tighter and tighter. A Bitcoin move is coming. Bitcoin's been up, down, and everyone, now you can see everyone on the bandwagon. Big move coming for Bitcoin. We've been tracking this thing ever so slowly. You know how we do. I was here this morning tracking it live on YouTube. Shout out to all the beautiful people who jumped on into that and watched that. Almost 3,000 views. May God bless each and every one of you. From last night to then, already 5,000 views in this video pumping up and more. May God bless each and every one of you. The community, take it over. Taking over the lifers. I love you all. Crypto Lifers to the moon, baby. Crypto Lifers to the moon. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. And may God bless my family, your family, and everyone. I went to a funeral on Friday, and it makes you think about life, love, the pursuit of happiness, and all the things that come with it. And one day, someone will be watching over my casket, and I'll be sitting there, and hopefully they'll be saying beautiful words about me. I cried, too, because the man was a cousin of mine, and when he passed away, he had tutored many people. And I thought, wow, I tutor a lot of people. Like, every single week, I tutor another batch, 10, 20 people, 40, 50 people a month or more, you know, one-on-ones and just my class and just during the weekly screen share. If you join our trading group, we do a private weekly screen share every single Thursday from 6:15 to about 8:15, and it's ready to blast. It's awesome. We also record it, and you can access it if you can't make it, and that's another beautiful thing that we do. Jump into my Token Metrics account, have a blast. We do so much that has so much value. Costs moolah. Token Metrics costs some money. About 80 to 90 bucks a month. Could be more now. Pack that into your sandwich there. So, I mean, right here, you get resistance. So this is my big area that, like, if we just can't get back above 17K, sayonara, you know? So if we fake out, break out, I'm not impressed till we get a daily candle closing. 17,300, 17,005 really. And even then, it won't be the most beautiful thing in the world. But this is my first stepping stone that, like, that you gotta get through that to get, you know what I mean? And so these are just the levels that I'm watching for Bitcoin that are important to me, that mean something. I guess I can include this last one too. I gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Had a sneeze and, like, wipe my nose. All right. Yikes. Okay, bless you, man. Thank you. Might happen again. Okay, so on this boring Saturday night, as Bitcoin has been going Sid's way, I call it sideways, and we got this little shoulder. We got a mini inverted, though, don't we? In my humble opinion, we got this shoulder. We got this mini inverted. Oh, yeah, it's coming back. okay. I think we're okay now. I hope. You usually get 2 or 3 out of me, though. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Okay, so. Apologize. Apologitos. Apologito. No. No, not gonna cut it. So, we're watching this flag now on the 15-minute, and we want to see if we can pump, baby. Pump, baby, pump. It's all about getting above a previous high. It's all about the trend. And I'm watching the trend like a hawk, baby. Now, do you long or short? I mean, super aggressive to long right now. As I showed you, it's kind of one of those schlongs. Long right now, stop loss over here, right? With a, you know, if you were lucky enough to get into a short early, I think it's a little risky to get into the short now. As you know, more likely to become one of the, you know, one of the shredded soldiers. But anything is possible. So again, I'm not a financial advisor. So aggressive entry right now for the long on the 15. 1 hour's a little high for me too, though. I don't like to kind of challenge that 1 hour when it's too overbought, likely to take a move. And I've been watching this 22 hour, which just does not look great for me. But we are sideways. So the thing is, do we reset? And if we reset and we can stay sideways, there's a chance we still break out. So that's why I always keep something in the flag. But this is the bear flag. And the measured move will take you to 13,000, 14K even. You know? If we don't get a double bottom here and a bounce. I can do that better. A double bottom here and a bounce. And let's take a look at those levels. And you can always see this price note, and you can just stick it right where you're at. Then you hit Control C, Control V, grab another one and stick it where you're at there. And then you got these nice little price notes. And I made mine my own colors, so this is unique. You'll never see this on any other channel usually. That's what I love about TradingView. It's highly unlikely someone would use this exact price note with and I made these the colors I wanted. So like they would have to kind of go out of their way and you know. So 15,578 and 14K, you know, 13,959, but 14K. So these are the levels that we're watching for Bitcoin. Worst case scenario is really if we take a beat down. And then there could even be lower scenarios after that, but we'll go one step at a time. I like to take things one step at a time, you know. Then we'll find a bear flag, we'll be on a smaller time frame, and we'll see what happens. And it doesn't mean just because we're overbought here that we're definitely going, this is definitely going to happen. Anything is possible. Stay open-minded. The daily could flip it, push to the upside, and change the tunes if at all. The 4 hour has been interesting right now and suggests that we may get a move back to the upside. Bitcoin notoriously breaks out of bear flags. I've seen it so many times when I'm like, oh, that's going to dump. And it doesn't. So I'm continuously watching my smaller time frames and just looking at it level by level. And you think I'm a madman with all my science here. But look, that's how we figured out we were going to break out today. If we didn't see this, and I started drawing this early bird, you know what I mean? And we've been watching this all day since my live stream this morning. Just watching these inverted, you know, I started drawing this like that. So I start tracking these things pretty early. The cup and handle action, see what's going on. Kind of say it's over now, in my humble opinion. It did what it did. We still have a bit of a measured move with the inverted head and shoulder that hasn't been reached yet, so that could kind of still come into play. So I guess I'll keep it there until we get to this yellow line, and we may never break out. This may just kind of go tight and break to the downside. It's all about the point of control too, you know? And it's also all about the moving averages getting tight. And, you know, we did see the 50 attempting to cross the 200 here on the 1 hour time frame. You know, can we get a golden cross? And even then, just because you get a golden cross tight moving averages means a big move's coming. And when you're in a downtrend, usually it's a huge dump. When you're in an uptrend, it's a nice pump. And it could be this be the reversal pump. You know, you never know. You have a low, you have a second low, you have 3 higher lows in a row. We will see. So your bigger idea, right, is the 4 hour, and you can see the bigger levels if you break out of this. And then we're seeing what happens right now on the smaller time frame. And some people will say, oh, it's hogwash. Just focus on the bigger time frames. And I agree with that on many levels if you want to swing trade. But if you really want to know and get a good probability and be the one like, I believe where Bitcoin's going to go, The smaller time frames are the ones that are going to teach you what's going down, you know? So we're watching this 15-minute, we're watching this 7, and they both look like they want to get a bit of a pump. So let's see if we can get the move back. You know, we need to retake 17K, at least 16,008. Right now, the 15 and the 7 both want to make a bit of a move. Let's see. Action-packed and passion for Bitcoin. Things I'm looking at is the DYDX. This thing could make a big move to the upside. The decentralized exchange. It's a DEX, not a SEX. We like to have DEXs, not CEXs. All right. Right. Practice safe sexes. Practice safe sexing, which is CEXING. You know, people are making. I hope I'm saying the right thing here. You know, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 450 or 78 people, 68 people, and we only have 240 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watches. I'm calling out all 220 of you all. Jump on in. There's more people hitting the like than not, so you want to jump into majority. Jump on in. Become with the lifers. Become one with the lifers. Do the karmatic move. It'll feel good. And as we said before, we have the splints and the ice for your finger if you slip and hurt yourself on the mouse button. It can happen. We understand. And we don't want to see anyone get injured on the way down, you know. Cream, oldie but goodie, getting some big moves there. Cream Finance, DeFi, getting back in the zone again. AGIX trying to attempt to get back inside of this pennant. GeoJam, oldie but goodie. AERGO, we were playing that for a while. Seeing a little bit of a bump. XRP trying to come back from the dead there on the 3L token. Not amazing out here. I'm looking at BAN. My baby BAN on the 4-hour time frame. Struggling a little bit, but if it can stay in this zone and can see this, you know, falling wedge, which you can also say it's in this wedge. Sometimes I've been doing this. People can tell me whatever they want, but it works out for me. I like to sometimes just take out the V-shaped recovery, and it came back inside the pattern, and the pattern really was a falling wedge. We're right at the 706 area, and this is the golden pocket 706. Beautiful place for a beautiful retracement, and we're very oversold in the 4-hour. You know, I took a gander at the daily. Daily looks pretty nice too, even the 22. So like, this just has retracement all over it, looking pretty nice to me. I'm looking at band protocol, and I knew about band when it was back $1, 80 cents. It's back to $1.89. You know, a lot of people use band behind the scenes already. A lot of projects are already using band, and people have no idea. Band, you could find out a lot about band back in the day. Now it's like, shh. It's kind of like hush hush, and it seems like big money and VCs get into band too for, you know, when it begins to pump. So band's been on my radar, and band's been very, very interesting. So it is what it is. Again, just something I'm looking at. Band over, you know, it has lack of bearish momentum too on the 4-hour time frame, pushing up, and it's in what's called the golden pocket. If you take this low retracement here to this high retracement, and you draw a low to high here on the Fibonacci, it retraced all the way down to the 706 and the 0.65 and the 0.618 Fibonacci region, which is a known area of accumulation. So again, it is what it is. You'd have to find out the science yourself, see if it fits right, and apply the education. I can teach you the education, and then it's up to you. You do whatever makes you happy. Okay? Moving on to the next thing. Shout out to anybody out there on the beautiful live. Thank you for jumping on in. Okay? So again, let's see. Is the 4-hour going to flip-flop and dump with that press of the 22? You know? Many people are already short with a lot of stop losses. Let's take a look at what we see on the liquidity side, shall we? Let's take a look at what we see on the liquidity side. This is just showing me like all the longs and the shorts kind of right around Bitcoin right now. We're pretty evenly stacked, you know. Honestly, seems to be a bit more longs down here than shorts. Like, we're more likely to come down into this area, get the 50x, 20, and get these areas. So it looks like we'd likely to more go down to 16,000, 15,800. There's just not as much up here. You know, this is on KuCoin. Let's see if it changes on Binance. I probably should. I've never done this though. I forgot. I haven't switched it around. Maybe a more accurate indicator on Binance as well. Now a similar idea here, showing us that there's just more liquidations down here than up here. So what that says is it's just more likely to see Bitcoin get dragged to the downside than to the upside, because there's just more people that get stopped out at those levels. All right. So just something to think about. You got to keep that on the radar. Okay. So we watch these flags just to see how they play. See the flag. We don't say, oh, we're going to the upside. That's not what we're saying. So people come here, oh, he said we're going up because drew the flag. No, the flag is to show us what will happen. Now, if we just go sideways, and we just can't, and like say right now, we just made a lower low too there, a lower high. If we can't break back above 16,700, forget it. You start setting lower areas on local time frames. You have this shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder. Can you break out is the question. Looking like we could get a bit of a breakout here. Let's see. The flag could eventually slump and dump, and then we'll know, okay, we should open up a short. If this falls here and does a retest of the point of control, it's going to start to dump. And that's a cause for concern. That's a cause for joy for a beautiful short to the downside, make some money. Beautiful. We're waiting for the move. We get the move up, we're going to trade altcoins up. We make the move down, we're going to trade altcoin short. It is what it is. And there's going to be money to be made either way out of this. We want to be right. We want to be able to figure out how to play it properly, and that's the idea here. This flag will tell us if we break on out, we get some retest action, bang, right? Aggressive move is to open up a long right now, stop loss somewhere below this area, okay? That's aggressive. That's what's called an aggressive entry. One could open a long and a short, keep one, Sometimes you get hit in both though, depending. If the leverage is too high, you're going to be too close. I would do it 2x, 3x at the very most, right? This starts to move on up. You cancel this one. Hopefully you're in enough profit, and then you ride it all the way up. It takes a little bit of your profit away, but it gives you that exposure to both sides, right? It's a symmetrical triangle, and a lot of people are going to do that too, though. You won't be the only one, and there'll be a lot of liquidity. I tend not to do that too much. I've done it a few times in my life. I'm not like an expert at slonging. Short long, slong. It's slong. You don't want to say shlong, the other one, because the other one is, so you say slong, SHLONG. Okay. So, can we get the move to the upside on the 7 and the 15? Both are looking like they can get a move. Let's see. Time will tell. 2 hours from now, we're going to see if either we go sideways, broke up, or we begin to slump. And that's why I like these smaller time frames. They're going to give us the indication of what could happen. The other day, we were watching the inverted boom to the upside. I saw this live. This shoulder, this head, this shoulder, boom. Live when we were doing the weekly screen share, if I remember correctly. So I gave away my special sauce, talked about things that I liked, banging it out here on a Saturday night. Shout out to each and every one of you who are here on a Saturday night. May God bless you all. Let's take a look at the count here. I'm along with a tight stop. TWT just dump. Imagine a year ago, you're short at 16K. I know, funny, right? Liquidation levels, one works best below the hourly time frame. Just got Bookmap. Any settings you would suggest? You want to load the liquidation setting if you can by getting the jar, downloading it online if you can find that. That's pretty awesome. 30 pixels above, right? Market liquidations 1, quote currency. My threshold's 100. You could change that. I like it at 100. And you could change your pip size. 1 minute here on my accumulation mode. Exponential on 1 minute. Okay. Let's take a look at TWT. You can see some FOMO for this coin, right? Definitely did dump out of the 4 hour though. Look at that. Could be, something, but again, buying green candles is never the best look. Sometimes behind a red candle is the best look. So this is interesting, you know. I'm watching it. If it can hold, see if it can hold it. It kind of broke the node though, you know. So you're kind of saying like, could it dump all the way? You go to the bigger time frame too. The daily's a little high, overbought, right? Does it dump all the way down to the 618? You want to see how far away it is from the 21. It's a little far away for the 21 on the daily, which means it could go lower, right? Touching it here on the 4-hour time frame can get a move here for TWT, but it's high risk, high reward with that daily. The daily makes it high risk, you know? I've seen both happen. I've seen the daily come down, pump it down. I've seen the 4-hour make an amazing move. With the FOMO, gave me a little bit more courage than I normally would have when the daily's that high. So there's still a chance this thing can do some damage, but you know, it's not perfect. But buying into red candles for me is the move. I mean, it's a beautiful red candle. You want to get addicted to beautiful red candles when you're oversold in the 1 hour, the 15, every single time frame. And again, it could be starting to dump horribly. I mean, that's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. You get a bit of a diamond forming here, too. Kind of a diamond there. Wasn't perfect, though. Lost a high volume node. Likely to come down on 169, possibly, you know. High risk. Let me see if there's a bullish divergence here on the 7. Not really, nothing that will show me, but you never know. Bitcoin gets a pump, market will wake up. And you can also look at it like, is it possibly in like this M, you know? Break down to the 618 in the golden pocket. Only time will tell. Charles, Cardano is launching a new privacy blockchain and token. Pretty cool. Charles Hoskinson, CEO of the firm that's behind Cardano, says the network will strive to preserve privacy while giving access to regulators and auditors. Pretty cool. So he's found a way to make it all work together, which I think is what everybody wants. You know, so, hey, and he's still kind of living between the lines there with the regulators. And so there you go. And I was finding out it was called this Midnight here, designed for developers, built for humanity. Midnight will be a data protection-based blockchain that safeguards sensitive commercial and personal data, protecting fundamental freedoms of association, commerce, and expression for developers, companies, and individuals. So this could end up being a coin. We'll find out how to track it, get into it. I'll find out what swap it's on, and that's kind of my expertise. I can find out when something just entered the market, where to get it, where to find it, what's going on with it, and you know, I make it my duty to know what the hotness is every single day. And you know, 2 streams a day. You know, we did an earlier update today, which I already hit you with, and we're back at you on a weekend. And we don't take days off. We're here every single day, back at it. The Crypto Lifer. Shout out to each and every one of you. And you know, I appreciate you all for jumping on into the live. I do. And may God bless you all for being here. May God bless the whole Lifer crew, baby. So it's not over yet for TOWT, but it's sad. It did get a bit of a dump, you know. Got trashed out of the pad in there. And it was holding tight. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. You know, some issues. And it has been pumped up pretty nicely, you know. Still on the radar, though. Not worth completely giving up on. Something worth watching, in my humble opinion. But it's also been a tough weekend with the chop, you know. It's really been the fan tokens. PORTO, right? Which I believe is on Binance. Can also be seen on BTC.D, but this thing pumped up from 380 all the way up to $5, right? PORTO. And I saw Laura trading this, likes this coin a lot. PORTO. CHZ was the bigger winner for us this morning. Woke up to gains and, you know, into last night. Gave back all of it, though. Interesting. 20% gains, gave back every single bit of it. CHZ. You know, let's take a look at Total 3, the entire market cap of the altcoins. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of altcoin issues here, and they're struggling. This is all the altcoins put together, all right? I mean, in my mind, it's almost like there was like a breakout of some type, right? People just taking profits in low liquidity on a Saturday night, I guess. We're right at resistance here at $322 billion, the 322. We got to get, the market cap's got to break that and make that move. Getting rejected by the 200 simple and the 1 hour's overbought. You know, we could see some issues with the altcoins. If you're holding a lot of altcoins, we really need to get back above this area. Now, we could retest a high volume node in this POC. That's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. Kind of a double bottom here, but we're going to have to get that move, right? Because if we don't, there's going to be some trouble in paradise for the altcoins. We take a look at the 4 hour. Thank you so much for that super chat. May God bless you and yours. And let's watch those balls hit the jar. Boom. Oh, not as much movement as I usually like. So look, the 4 hour, we did get a breakout, in my humble opinion. We got to keep it. It can't be a fake out breakout. We want to keep this. Can we get a candle to close above this area? This is the key. 322 billion, like right here. We're kind of at a resistance point now for all of these little coins. The daily is on the low. Can it pin the 22 hour? Can we get a move? A lot of wickage to the upside, which is some, good signs. And this huge wick too. It's interesting. A lot of buy pressure for the little altcoins. And this is total 3, the entire market cap of all the altcoins. This is what we're looking at. And we talked about total earlier today, and the big deal at $800 billion, right? So let's break it down. Let's see what the likelihood of us getting above that zone is. So we double click and just look at price action here. We don't even need a VRVP really at the moment. But we're looking at the total market cap, and it got tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. In my humble opinion, it technically did break out already, and it's attempting to flag. So can it continue to flag out is the question. That's what we want. You see if I can I'm going to get rid of all these brushes. And then all these, that's probably the 800 right there. Yeah. Also, I got rid of my trend lines, but it's cool. We'll put them back. I mean, you can go high with it. Even when you go pretty high with it, I feel like it's safe. This feels better, This almost has like a trend line there. You have these like crazy wicks, but it doesn't really touch them that well. There you go, I guess. But so, I mean, technically broke out the market cap, in my humble opinion, because it broke through a diagonal resistance. It really did. Okay. We're holding 792. We're in a bit of a flag here. Can the flag hold is the question. 15-minute. And so this is the same kind of thing we're watching Bitcoin on, right? And so it's sketchy. It doesn't mean anything, but we can see our resistance point, 795, and we know that we need to reclaim $800 billion. And if we don't, this is really going to be the first big hurdle. If we can't get back above 800 bill, it's just not happening, right? We can short, and the market's really not going to show signs of strength. This so far is okay. The breakout, the tightness, I like what I'm seeing. We're getting a golden cross on the 15. It doesn't mean anything. It's a small time frame, but it's the beginning of what could be something better or bigger, right? Do we get tight and do we boom back to the 200 simple? Right now we're still struggling, and we have resistance coming at us on that 22 on multiple, even on the bigger time frame here. See, and we look at our 4 hour time frame, we're pretty high on total. All right, so we're getting overbought too without not a lot of movement and not getting above the previous high. So showing signs of weakness and momentum in the market cap for the altcoins. But it is a weekend, but just, and anything is possible. I'm open-minded. That's why we watch these flags. But right now, 800 billion looks tough. Tougher than it should be based on the momentum of the indicators. Okay? We just have to be honest with ourselves. Let's take a look at the tether dominance and see what's going on with tether dominance. People bailing, wailing, flailing. The daily for this is kind of in indecision too, right? We've been watching this idea, bit of bearish divergence that we've been talking about. We're in a flag too. Same idea here. Kind of a descending triangle though. Could this dump? It would be beautiful if it did. 22-hour time frame is like, you know, kind of double bottoming for a move to the upside, right? It looks more bullish than bearish, but anything is also possible here. So we don't want to commit too hard, but you know, you can see kind of the idea of what's happening. All right. We go back to the 4-hour time frame, and that's also good. Look, it could be dipping up for a nice move back up. If people are piling into US Tether and it's getting a dominance, it means that people are getting stopped out and Bitcoin is struggling. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour are looking somewhat bullish for Tether right now at the present moment, Tether dominance. Okay. And then we can flip on to Bitcoin dominance and we can fill in that gap. And that brings us to a whole new kind of question. They want to pump together, usually you're going to get a dump. When they want to pump together, like when they're both oversold, which they kind of are right now, and they're both in a flag, and you can get them both to pump, it means people are going to get stopped out of their BTC pairs, and people are going to get stopped out of their USDT pairs. Okay? If the market dumps. It can also mean they're jumping into altcoins if the market's pumping, but you know what I mean? You want to feel out the sentiment of the market. When these pump together, more than likely it's a bearish sign for Bitcoin. You want to see US Tether dominance dumping completely while dominance is dumping for altcoins to pump. That's what you're looking for. You want to see these both dump for altcoins. You see these pumping, you see Bitcoin dominance pump and altcoin and US Tether pumping, that's usually the worst sign for the market. And I've juxtaposed it. I put these together and then looked at the market. And you can see this. You can build this whole story together if you want. You know, I've done it so many times. You know, you put US Tether here, you put Bitcoin here, or Bitcoin here, Tether here. And this is how you figure out how to trade. It's pretty simple stuff. You spend like 5 to 6 hours doing this. I'm giving you the special sauce. I shouldn't even be this nice. But you sit there with Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, and then you also put the total market cap up. And you look at when they're both high, low, and you mark them, and you spend hours doing it. And you'll come up with a bunch of awesome probabilities of when the market does certain things. And you'll be a genius. And people will think you're amazing. But all you did was really focus and do the work. You did the work, you know. So I can teach you how to get there. I can teach you how to focus your mind. See, most people could just, you know, anyone could show you how to trade. And I guess maybe not even anyone. But it would still take a skilled person to show you how to trade. But I believe I can help sculpt your subconscious mind. I know it sounds creepy, but that's kind of what goes on if you really want to hit the high levels of success in life. You want to be able to recreate your subconscious mind, rebuild it for exactly what you're going for. If you have doubt in your mind, thoughts of breaking you down, things from past relationships, you know, from upbringings, you need to rework that subconscious like I had to really get to that next level. For me, it was all about the subconscious mind. Without reworking my subconscious mind, I never would have got to the levels that I am in life today. Hands down. And I'm not saying in a way, I believe I help you do that by the constant nurturing and love and energy that we put inside the trading group. All right, to be honest. And that's why people flock to the trading group and stay. And that's why we've been growing despite the hardest market in the world. We're still continuing to grow. Shout out to all the new people in the trading group that joined today. Wrong, don't put the wrong but all the new people, may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on into the trading group. Blessings. Take advantage of the trading group while you have time. You know, take advantage while the market's not going up. We have 2 years to the Bitcoin halving. It took me 4.5 years to figure this out. We have 2 years to the halving, everybody. And then it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. And so it took me 4.5. I've been trading almost 15 years, 15 years with the charts, looking at things almost longer than that since I've been buying and looking at stocks. So before you know it, this time will fly by. And if 5 to 10 years go by, you'll look back. The time you put in now is going to be like part of how you grow and where you go in life. I mean, the more effort you put in now, that's where you're going to end up in life. You know, and I'm serious. Whoever's here on a Saturday night, may God bless you, because you're a focused individual. You're on your way. You know where you need to go. You know what you want, and you're going to get it. And you're around someone like me who got what I wanted and got it. And I'm going to continue to get what I want. Right? And I don't even like using the word I want. I'm going to keep moving with desire, with discipline, with dedication and determination, and I'm going to be able to achieve anything I believe I can. The word want almost can create lack, right? You want to desire things and achieve that desire. You want to manifest your desires into reality. You want to use the words reality, manifest, move, progress. I love each and every one of you. Love is the strongest frequency in the world. Love will get you to the places you want to be the fastest. Once you align with love, it will be a lot easier to get where you need to go. Things will be hard, but they won't be half as hard as they used to be when you weren't living in love. And it will change your life. Believing in God makes it a lot easier to live in love. And so there's a whole frequency alignment going on. Again, you don't have to believe in God. You do whatever makes you happy. I love everybody, and whatever their purpose is their purpose. And I'll never know what someone's purpose is, right? Thou shalt not judge others. But I just know that living in love has changed my life. And I wouldn't have all these awesome people with the wrench right here if I didn't live in love. Shout out to Love Learning. Shout out to CNC Ireland. Shout out to David Kendall. Shout out to Angu Kutsi Butsu. Shout out to Bartholomew. I know there's love between every single person I mentioned. They love me. I know they love me. Stack McChange. I know if I died, they'd be at my funeral. You know. Shout out to Jason Riggs. Love your dedication to all of us in the trading group. You have seriously changed my life. Can you look at Mask? We've been waiting, and it wants to pop. Okay. Lifer is a G. Epic Games compete. Coin market cap. Epic Games compete. Interesting. Super chats. V-Chain. Matic 3S. I'll go to the one that like excites me more, right? Obviously. Because, you know, wouldn't you? If it was your show. I'm just saying. Okay, let's take a look at Matic 3S. 1 hour looks tasty. I see what you see. Do you see what I see? A star, drifting in the night. May it bring me silver and gold. May we bring him silver and gold. I'm sorry. Shout out to every. You ever just like go to church and like you've never been to church. I don't go to church all the time. I don't want to break anybody's heart. My wife is Muslim, but we pray. We pray here in this house every day, and the connection to God is real. So look, I mean, 14% in a falling wedge, tight moving averages, 200 simple. This is starting to show signs that you can make a quick penny short in the markets here. So the shorts have a little bit of a move, but again, they could go nil. They could turn into nothing. There's no guarantees in trading. All there are probabilities. This has a nice probability of a move. One thing I will say is let's take a look at the daily. Daily's a little overbought in the short, right? It's almost like you had your time. If we flip out the moving averages, where are they? Oh, they're really far away. Interesting. It's interesting. This thing is really low, like a long time coming, though. It's weird. But you can't really go on that. It's because it's such a pegged asset. Meaning it's a derivative. It's like not real. So I question its like overall fundamentals on like the traditional sense on a large scale. If that makes sense. I mean, this looks like you could make a gain though. 4 hour and the 1 hour both look like they could pop for a move. I definitely would watch this on the radar. It has all the bells and whistles for a pump. A little overbought on the daily though. But it's the one. I mean, if Bitcoin takes a tumble, this is going to be the play, right? It'll definitely follow Bitcoin right to the ground. And so if Bitcoin decides to dump, this will dump. That's another cool thing about people's like trading groups. You know, you can learn it all on your own. It's like, all right, in my first week of being in a trading group, you join our trading group. You would know what 3L and 3S tokens were. Someone would talk about them to teach them, show you. You'd watch my stream. We'd talk about them, right? Another cool thing about my trading group is a lot of people watch me for like a month straight, 2 months, and then they're like, I've been watching you for 3 months. Then I joined the trading group, you know. And so we have a lot of educated people because they don't just jump into the trading group out of nowhere. Like a guy that just makes one video a week or something, people are like, oh, I like that guy, you know, and they jump into his trading group. But like, you see me every single day. So we build a really strong bond too. People get to see each other on the live, hours and hours of live streaming, and the work, the ethic, the consistency, just the constant live streaming, right? The never-ending dedication to the craft of something that you love, something that you believe in. I love my channel. I believe in cryptocurrency. It's easy for me to show up every single day. Doesn't feel like a job. Sometimes it does, but it feels like a great job. Like I like it, you know? Like my knees might hurt. I'm on my mat right now. And remember, I'm always at a stand-up desk here. You got to be at the stand-up desk. Put in more work, more effort, you know? So, not saying this is guaranteed to pump, but honestly, it's a beautiful hedge if the market, you know, it's a beautiful hedge if the market decides to take a whammy, right? So, Swing B. Covalent was hot. Look what happens. Boom. Right? Chance it could pump, you know, after you put this out, but it's like highly unlikely. Rising wedges mainly go to the downside, right? So you watch this, you're like, could it pump? Once it breaks that level, it's a wrap. I mean, it's also kind of an M pattern. There's bearish divergence, but you never know. You know, you draw the parabola, and when you by drawing like ideas and projections, it doesn't mean you believe everything that you project. It just means that you're open-minded to believe that anything is possible and to, you know, because you know what happened is, say it didn't, it ended up pumping hard. And then no one saw that, and they just saw the you know. So you see either thing, but you know, once you lose level, the levels are the main thing to watch. Once the parabola breaks, it's over. You can draw a Fibonacci on this now. See that you're back at the 618. It's attempting to retrace pretty fast, which is interesting. Got sold off pretty hard. Shout out to everybody here on a Saturday night, 9:33 too. Of course, it's on the 33 right there. Look, every time I look at something. Shout out to the 461 people, 343 likes. Thank you, dear Lord, for the likes you have given me. May I be grateful for everything I've received tonight. Amen. Thank you for the super chats, $41.21. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. Okay. VeChain, Matic 3S. Let's take a look at VeChain. I mean, if Matic 3S is going to pump, then VeChain probably would dump with it too, you know. And VeChain is just going to look just like Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Like, it's going to be in the symmetrical triangle, seeing if it can break on out, right? So the market doesn't look amazing. We'll look at the big time frame one more time for Bitcoin. I mean, it's a bear flag to me. Break to the downside. Measured move would take us down 1.01 and 0.6%, about 30% loss, right? Got a bit of a shoulder ahead, almost a right shoulder. It's, you know, it's messy though, drunken. And it, man, it's at the whims of Bitcoin, you know. Can that 22-hour bounce for Bitcoin? Does it have a bit of bullish divergence really? It's got a little bit of something going on here. You got this swing down and swing down. And this swung up. You got a bullish divergence on the 22. Got to hold that low though. Yeah, see, to me, it's all about Bitcoin. That's why I watch Bitcoin. I mean, this is struggling a little more than you would think. I want to look at it again with like I just want to look at just price action on like a giant time frame like the weekly. Can you believe VeChain came all the way back? I mean, this is a real bear market for sure. I mean, and is this still the project to accumulate like it used to be? And that's the question. You know, you'd have to truly believe in it. I own VeChain. I would sell it for like, you know, if I had it just to like sell a loss and then buy it back, like something I would hold long term. Like it's like I already put in the years. I'd put in a couple more. But I think something better could be coming around the line, and we'll be looking and paying attention as we get into our next bull run. But like, another thing I want people to understand is the bull run before this, there was no such thing as DeFi, and so Cake didn't exist, Pancake Swap, all that was new, right? And so around this time, compared to the next bull run, you wouldn't even have known really the keywords yet, or what was. You got to stay privy. You got to keep watching, and we start to learn these things. And I tell everyone, somehow we learn them, and then over time we know. And it takes like a few weeks, and next thing you know, we know. Like, we knew DeFi before most people. That's why my channel started to grow. We got into Cake before everybody else. Like, honestly, before some of the biggest channels, they started talking about Cake way later than we. We were like into Cake early birds, like one of the first channels ever. Cake was 60 cents, So, I mean, to me, VeChain could just be making this rounded bottom, getting ready for its bearish accumulation zone, okay? And it may take like a year, right? So I'm thinking more long term now for a lot of these coins, and you gotta, and it's really all eyes on BTC and what Bitcoin does, honestly. Because if we don't break back above zones and we struggle, then it is what it is. Like, that's. You're gonna, all these other coins are just gonna follow. They have a big market cap like VeChain, Matic, Polkadot. Polkadot's been a little different. It's had a little more movement. Polkadot's also been having a lot of on-chain data, which has been interesting. Like some of the most on-chain data of its life. So you would think that would kind of, but it's just a sad time for it to have such great news. Honestly, World Cup doesn't seem to be propping CHE up. And, you can even see, look, even with data, with all that, we got a little pump. But last week is a bearish engulfing, and we've just been having a dump city, The 10 day doesn't look good on a lot of charts. This is a little closer to the bottom, but still wants to dump to the downside. And that's a bearish engulfing on the 10 day on almost every single chart that I look at. The 10 day looks horrible. Absolutely horrible. VeChain made a beautiful move. DOT made a beautiful move, but got sold all the way back down to the downside. So it's like, either like miners were selling, or I guess this is a proof of stake, so it doesn't. But maybe it got unlocked. There was an unlocking. I don't know, but it just seems like there was some mass sell-off for Polkadot in the last 2 weeks, despite its uptrend that it had recently. High all the way to that 715 not too long ago. At the beginning of November, just a massive sell-off. With Bitcoin, I get it. I guess the whole market took the beat down. It was what it was. It doesn't matter what coin it was. So it's like, that's what can happen. And now you're in these flags. It's just sad. You think it would have held even a little stronger because of, most activity ever on chain. Dumb. It's sad. Shout out to my man, Sniper Nightman. So have lifers put a team together to put the 99 a month Discord knowledge to the test against the BitGet trading competition. What a weirdo. I'm not trying to trade your weird BitGet. So like, he's trying to send $5 so we can pump BitGet. What a weirdo. Anyway, yeah, it makes no sense to me. I have a bunch of beginners, people who just started trading, and I'm going to force them into a trading competition? No. I guess we have some expert traders that could want to get into that, but if that's up to them. You know what I mean? I don't have a BitGet link. I'm not pushing BitGet. So, like, basically, you have to understand, like, I have a trading course every single Tuesday that I teach. I'd much rather people buy my trading course than run to BitGet. You know what I mean? So, your $5 super chat, I greatly appreciate it, but it was an advertisement. And I won't say it again what you want me to advertise. So I'd rather talk about my school and my own advertisements. And that's the difference between my channel and a lot of other channels, is I'm going to advertise things that I actually created, my own products. Because I can stand behind my own products. I can't stand behind anything else. All right. I do have affiliation links for KuCoin, Mex Global, Bookmap, and some other things. Like I showed Bookmap earlier today. If you want to jump into Bookmap, there's links to Global and Global Plus. And you'll have discounts that you can't get anywhere else to the Bookmap, right? And it's just showing us where the biggest people are buying and selling, where the biggest orders are sitting on the order book as well, okay? KAS, Luke Davis, steak for dinner. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. May God bless you and yours. Luke Davis, thank you so much for the $5. Talking about KAS, Kaz. Let's see. It's KAS. Max Global. Caspa. Wow, it did explode. And look, we had this, man. We showed us that this could go up 40%. It dipped a little bit, but this thing did explode. I mean, you guys put us on. Anyone watching this was all over Caspa. KAS. And look at that. Now it's continuing. This thing could rip all the way up to even more. Wow. Tiny coin on Max Global ripping to the upside. Absolutely ripping. And we put it out here. It did take a dip. There's possible a stop loss there. We even had this flag. Bang. And there it goes. It went past the measured move to 0059? Yeah, 5817. It's now at 006987. And it definitely... Trying to see if it broke a zero. No, we didn't see it break a zero, but... Shout out to Matt Kelch. Thank you for the love. Mask and Anakin. Thank you for the $30 super chat, man. You guys are now... And look, remember I keep telling you about the 77? Now $78.77. What are the odds that would hit a 77? It's just happening all the time. Ben was on my 77th episode. Ben Armstrong, right? And I kept talking about it all week about 77. And then if you look at my live and you look at the lives, and Ben jumped into episode number 677. 7,000 views. Right? And moving, jump. I mean, what a great interview. This was like one of the most candid interviews you ever did. I got him to talk about things he never said that you never see on any other interview. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I thought this was an amazing interview. Jump on in whenever you get the chance and check that out. It's awesome. I absolutely love that interview. We should push the link out all the time to the Twitter while we can. So falling wedges break up 68% of the time. That's a falling wedge now. And we're oversold in the 7. I'm expecting a move. Some type of bounce. Not a big one, but some type of bounce. And we could just end up making an M here and drop into the downside. So I say, hey, we are not bullish unless we break a candle closes above 17,000. And I'm looking for a candle to close above 17,250 for me to actually even believe in any of that rally. And even then, it's like, but I'll take it. You see what I'm saying? It would be my first step up the stairs. Like, okay, you went up step number 1. We have gone sideways all week, and I have been cautioning the shorts, people that want to go short so hard, to just watch price action. Just watch price action. We did call this move with this inverted head and shoulder that did break out. Gave it all back, bouncing off this point of control. If we can stay in the zone, we can bounce. If we come on down here, and honestly, they got everyone on edge right now, and usually they'll short squeeze this way, pump you this way, then dump it. They'll go either way in this range. I'm looking for bounces here and here, really, to confirm a move. Okay. Thank you for the 777s again. You're the best. You deserve it. Thank you so much for more pounds, the 777 pound. May God bless you and yours. Thank you for being here. And may we get a great group of people here every single day. May God bless you all. 361 people, 430 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Anakin. Someone asked about ENQ. Anakin. All right. Fala, which is interesting right now on that daily. Let's look at ENQ. Anakin on KuCoin. And I was looking at oversold in the daily. Again, everything's kind of following Bitcoin. The 4-hour looks good. Can you get the move? Just like BTC, right? It's hovering on this point of control. It's in this falling wedge. Could make a beautiful gain. Ever since we've been playing Anakin, it's been hitting hard, right? We're seeing moving averages cross the 200. Not the best sign. But you want to see if we can get back above this point of control and hold it. Then we can get a move on, right? Right now, we're kind of struggling. If Bitcoin takes a dump, Anakin could even dump, possibly double bottom here. So anything is possible. 4-hour looks absolutely beautiful for Anakin. Daily looks good. 22 hours. So you can see everything is following this exact structure that Bitcoin's in. And that's why it's like, what Bitcoin does will have a huge, tiny coins like this, Casper, whatever. These will do whatever they want. But what Bitcoin does will have a big influence on the rest of the market. It's just, that's why. And that's why we religiously look at it. And that's why every move is based on Bitcoin, right? Saturday night, the one night we are free of the dollar index, free of all this, ES1 and the S&P futures. We can just look at Bitcoin charts. It's the free night. But then we're back to tomorrow night, the weekly candle close, getting hit and seeing what's going down with the entire world markets. Just 99 likes to reach the 400. Lovely Saturday night. Shout out to you. Thank you for jumping on in. You're beautiful. Oh, 19 likes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Gina Bombina. Love learning, and everybody here on the live. I love you all for being here. Thank you. Okay. Doge. I've been watching Doge. It's getting tighter and tighter. I think it's so close to some news. The 22 hours low and the daily. See, this is the coin that doesn't look like Bitcoin. And it's actually oversold in all the time frames. And it's getting tighter in this wedge. And it's in a retracement area after a 786. If anything could pump, Doge is on the radar. The 1 hour is not in our favor right now, but the 4 hour looks good. The daily looks good. The 22. It's interesting. So Doge, again, if Bitcoin dumps, Doge will dump too. And it's in a bit of a flag, and anything is possible. But I'm watching Doge, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got a big move out of Doge and some big news or something out of Twitter saying, oh, we're going to start using Doge, or we're going to do this with Doge. I believe it's only a matter of time. Or you can buy Twitter Blue with Doge, or you can buy your check with Doge. Something of that nature, I believe, is on its way. All right? That's what I see. PSL, Propel, or Pastel, is it, right? This is on my radar here on the 4 hour time frame. Getting super tight, oversold, could get a bit of a move. Had a huge pump the last few days, getting really tight in the channel. 1 hour time frame would have to reset, but I like what I'm seeing for PSL. If anything could pop, PSL looks better than most, right? I scanned the whole market, right? So this was on my radar. PSL, Pastel, pumped hard recently. It's very high risk. It's a low coin. It could dump in seconds. You never know. Always use a stop loss, and I'm not a financial advisor. Just something I'm looking at. Idea also had a beautiful pump. It's retracing back down to the 706 in the golden pocket area. Fast retracement. Got sold off very, very hard after the pump. That's what happens. Days later, though, at least, But still, retracing back, almost everything does this. Anything in the stock market, even the stock market does this. This is just a known way. Just things of smaller market caps do the exact thing faster than things of bigger market caps because they, it's like a smaller balloon inflates and deflates faster than a bigger balloon. Same idea, right? I will keep it on the radar now as it's getting oversold, right? Definitely, you don't want to buy green candles, but it's something to watch now on my radar for sure. And thank you for the $88 in Super Chat. You people are unbelievable. Never expected that on a Saturday night. So may God bless each and every one of you. Super amazing. Thank you so much for the love. I greatly appreciate $88 in Super Chat. You people are amazing. Thank you. I will. I'll leave the tie for you. I hope I don't pass, though. Jesus. Jeez Louise. I mean, I don't want to use the Lord's name in vain. Sorry. This was hot all day, and could it continue to go hot now? I mean, it's weird. That's chasing at this point, but it's just been weird. It's been hot. That is definitely chasing, but it's pumping for whatever reason. Funny, time's been on my side. No, funny. I'm just joking. But time, I watched this for a while. Look, it went sideways, dipped again, and then finally made a bit of a move. This is that old coin that everyone was getting in for huge returns. I didn't even get in. I just heard about it, and the only reason I half knew is because I ended up Airbnb-ing a house, and the guy knew I was the Crypto Lifer, and I talked to him, and he's like, I got into this thing called time, and I was like, oh man, so many beginners got into some of the worst projects in the last run. There was just so much DeFi nonsense that people just, 1,000% APY, XDB looks looking interesting on the 2 hour time frame for a bit of a move here in a bit of a flag. This would be a 2 hour scalp for me though. Just the 2 hour time frame looks pretty interesting to me. Stop loss below previous support and resistance areas. Tight moving averages. Just had a golden cross above the point of control. This thing could continue to the higher liquidity zone. It has some things going for it. Bit of hidden, not hidden bullish really, but you never know. XDB on the radar. XDB. It could easily flop through. The market's just sketchy. It's Saturday night. Be careful. Weekend trading is very, very iffy too. You know what I mean? Unless you do it all the time, have your handle on it, understand what's going on, and don't force anything. So TWT, I looked at it. There's a chance it's still ready to pump. You know, despite it taking that little bit of a dump there, 4-hour looks pretty oversold. So does the 1 hour, the 2 hour. All looks pretty nice. Can we get a bounce back up? Can it stay in the zone? Interesting. So I haven't wrote it off yet. TWT still on my radar. Touching the 200 simple moving average on the 1 hour 2 is a pretty good sign. Tight moving averages. This thing could make some gains. TWT is on the radar for sure, for me personally. But again, I'm a risky guy. You know, I like to push that risk. I want to look at CHG, see if I see something different about it. So there you go. Like you know. And it could still be consolidating for a way bigger move. You know, so I tend to build an idea here for CAG, see what's happening, and begin to kind of foreshadow possibilities, right? And these are just ideas. Don't shoot the messenger, I always say. You know what I mean? I'm just projecting ideas, and then if that works, okay, then we begin to build. Could be way off. You know, we'll find out in a few days. And if it starts going sideways, you'll be pretty spot on. The more you do it, the more spot on you'll be. And I do this a lot, so a lot of times we are pretty spot on. We're the first people to draw this. No one else has seen this yet. And if this ends up making a huge move, then you're going to start seeing people, oh, CAG. Oh. There's the 33 right there, too. 23,303 with the 33 in the middle. Lithium was a hotter coin earlier today, pumping for whatever reason to the upside. And so let's see what was hot today and what was not. Biggest loser now is Lithium, Ant, CHC, Phantom 3S, PLY. These are all down hard. And what is up right now? Cream, Prometheus. Is that Prometheus? PROM? I believe that was, but we'll see. Loca. Wow, League of Kingdoms just had a huge pump out of nowhere. GeoJam, up only. Went up only for the moment. AURY. Ooh, AURY did continue to get that little bit of a move there. Interesting. Might actually hit the measured move, right? 30%. Wow, that thing is up. In the last 7 minutes, it's up 23%. That's crazy. Forest Plus, I would never trade that coin. That thing is so shady. XRP3L looking like it could get a pump here on the 7. Look at that, though. But, I mean, it's got the length. And why I put that so high, I don't want to put it that high, and it's absurd. But so many times I saw measured moves like that, and they just play out because that is the move. Like, that is the length of the previous pole. And so it is what it is. It says that this could pump about 8%. XRP3L out of a bit of a flag. Something to look at. Lack of bearish momentum. I just look for these same type of setups over and over again. Take them. And, you know, they play out more than not. And at the right times, too. Like, you don't take the same setups on a Saturday night over and over again. But it depends. You know, Bitcoin is still in a corrective phase. Should know that Bitcoin is one unique lucrative business. Done sitting for the award advance since I acquire. Yeah. Mask. Let's take a look at Mask. So Mask still hasn't hit the stop. Still looking tight. Look at that. Looks a lot like Band. Band and Mask are in similar zones. And honestly, you're right. I mean, Mask looks like it could still do some damage. And despite all the dumpage lately, Mask has been holding his own. And Mask has been hot. And we played it for 2 beautiful moves, and now we're waiting for our next third one. I mean, there could be a huge gain. I like what Mask is doing. And I believe it's oversold on the daily. Let's take a look. The daily, I believe, looks good, and the 22. Yeah, it's not playing that game. So Mask oversold on multiple time frames. This is the most likely. Anything could happen, but this to me is most likely. Like, it looks the best. Like, in a bull market, you see 100 coins like this a day, right? Now we had to scan the market all night long, but we found the gem. Mask to me is the gem. Mask is hot right now. I like Mask. If I was going to trade anything, Mask. I'm actually might even go. I haven't done it yet. If I do, I'll show my trade to my trading group. I'm looking at Mask. Mask looks pretty good. I like the moving averages. The 200-day, the 200 simple is moving parallel to the pattern. Lack of bearish momentum with the MACD. Falling volume with falling price. This thing has everything to go. It gets above that point of control, it's gone. 100% gains could come out of this, man. And girls, guys and ladies, ladies and gents. I like Mask a lot. All right, a lot. I like it a lot. Watching this flag on the 7. Thought I would pump by now, but not. We're still going to watch it closely. I'll keep my trading group up to date, but I would watch this closely. Everyone, I'm out for the night. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. And if you came to the channel, then you already know you're doing the right thing. Everyone, thank you. Have a good night. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful morning update and a Sunday night for Bitcoin in the weekly candle close. I can't wait to see you there. Be safe. I love you all. Peace.